Hey, good morning, guys. It's Knowledgeable Nick here. I was just doing a little meditation, some morning meditation on individuality. And, I know I've been talking about the book Ego is the Enemy and how we need to basically kill our ego and um, in order to have success. But the reality is that ego is often misunderstood, especially in spiritual spheres, as our individuality. All right. When I'm talking about ego, I want to I want to clarify that ego is more related to human pride. So I have some videos on human pride. You can check that out. But in no way am I encouraging anyone to get rid of their individuality. All right. I do not resonate with that. I do not subscribe to, and there's actually a lizard looking at me right now from behind the camera, which is pretty funny. But he's sticking his throat out right now. I think he's in a knoll, is what I think you would call that. But anyways, um, your individuality is incredibly important. It's not just your ego. It is who you are as a person, okay? Ego is more related to your pride, all right? What I'm talking about, and I made an extensive long video that's going to be dropping that on human pride, okay? Superiority or inferiority. But what I'm specifically talking about when I relate to you guys in the form of ego is that not your individuality. I encourage you to express your individuality in whatever way you see fit. Look, I got this cool shirt on. I'm a fan of this shirt, these shades. I'm looking in the sun a little bit right now, so I decided to wear them. I'm big on eye contact and things like that, but the sun is definitely in my eyes a little bit. But your individuality, how you dress, the cool shades you're wearing, how you talk, the things that you're into. A little bit about me, I always share. I always have that background in my office at home. I've got the Shakira, I've got the Blink 182, I've got the Lego sets, I got the books. That's just part of my individuality. And I want to be able to share that with you guys so you can see that I'm an actual human being, just like you. And I encourage you, whatever your whatever your hobbies and interests are, I encourage you to have those things, to be loud and proud about those things that you're into. Maybe you're into Pokemon cards. Maybe you're into Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, maybe you really like makeup. All of these are like art forms. Like we have that book, The Meaning in the Making, that I talk about. And, life is just a big art project. We're creators. We create, we have an identity of things we like, and we create in uh, in relation to who we are and what we like. I create videos in relation to who I am and what I like. Okay. And I think God is the same way. When I'm looking at that little lizard in the background with his ruby throat crest that he's using to attract mates, that creature was designed by God. And God, for some reason, wanted to express himself through creation of that creature. And it's cool that he made, it kind of shows the mind of God. He made the lizard brown so it it blends in with the leaves and like the detritus, I guess you would call it, the plant matter on the ground, the dying, withering plant matter on the ground, but gave it like a ruby crested throat you know, to attract mates and to show off when the time comes. And I think all of us should do that, you know. I think we should live, you know, my cousin was just talking about he wants to be the millionaire next door. And, you know, basically blending in with the surroundings. You don't need to be super flashy. Maybe you want to be super flashy, but it's completely fine to blend in with your surroundings. And, you know, just if that's how you want to express yourself, maybe you want to fit in with the crowds, just like the lizard wants to, you know, fit in, but maybe you have a little flash, like, boom, you light up and turn into a completely different person when you talk about a specific topic or something like that. And that's completely fine. That's a way to express your individuality. I like to dress in neutral colors. I wore all black yesterday. I'm really into the color just black, neutral. You know, let's just keep it simple. All black fit. My shoes are black. I like it. All right. But some days, you know, we're going to do a little peacocking. So we're going to express ourselves with a nice floral shirt and some $15 shades I bought on Amazon because I'm too scared to lose my Ray-Bans. So those stay in the car. But these ones, they are polarized. They work just fine. But I just wanted to encourage you guys, however you want to express yourself as a creator, that is completely fine. You know, if you want to blend in and have little flashes. But here's the thing with, and you know what, I'm going to have to cut this video off maybe because the neighbor started cutting the fucking grass. But you don't need to be super flashy and lit up all the time. And this lizard's doing a little dance for me right now in the background. He's right over there. He's jumping up and down or something. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Actually, I'm going to turn the camera around and show him to you. So you guys see him right there, sticking his throat out. There he is, sticking his throat out. And I just think that's real cool as a way he is able to express himself. Just hanging out right there, being a part of this video. Guess what? That lizard is fucking famous now. That lizard, I just made that lizard famous just because he was being himself. So whatever you want to be, whoever you are, that is good enough. You can be famous just like that lizard. You can go do great things. So have a wonderful day, guys.